right, welcome everybody to Saturday Morning Slow Flow. Hopefully some of you are watching at home. A lot of you are here, and that's a good thing, right? But wherever you are, whether you're watching at home or you're here in the studio, you're gonna start laying on your back. Just come down. Take a few moments here to arrive. You don't need to control your breath just yet. Just start to notice your breath and observe your breath. Let it take over. Let it push all your other distractions to the background. So that you're here, fully focused on your mat, your practice. You're here, fully present to your mat, your practice. Once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, add that element of control to your breath. Just start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Let your breaths become longer, slower, deeper. So as you inhale, you pull the breath all the way down into your belly. And as you exhale, you push it all the way out. That will allow us to move here, just with one breath, one movement. Take a couple more breaths here, kick that all in. When you're ready to start moving, let's just start by taking your knees, hugging them in to your chest. We're going to take some lumbar circles. So that just means you're lying on your back, you've got your knees hugged in. You can keep your hands wrapped around your shins or just have them on your kneecaps. Let your knees go over to the right a little bit and then push them away from your body, bring them to the left, and then pull them all the way back in. So you're just circling around that sacrum, the low part of your back. Should feel good. Do 3 or 4 circles right here. And then from there, we're going to circle the other way. So you're just going to the left and out. And then back in. A few more this direction. And let's come to a stop. Now, you're just going to take your hands to the crease of your knees. We're going to rock up. We're going to come either into a high kneel or a low kneel here. So low kneel, if you can, it looks like this, right? I'm going to come sideways just so you guys can see my whole body. You're here, and you just take your hips over your heels so you sit up nice and tall. Now, if your knees don't allow for this, right, to sit all the way back on your heels, then you come to high kneel, and it just looks like this, and you're sitting the legs. So now, what we're going to do, whether you're in high kneel or low kneel, you're going to sweep your hands back behind you, and interlace them behind your back. Push your knuckles towards the floor, so you're pulling those shoulder blades together. Take your chin up to the sky at first, right? So it's like you're pushing your knuckles towards the floor. You're taking your chin up. It's like a little back bend. And then you're going to keep pressing your knuckles to the floor. But now take your chin and just tuck it all the way to your chest. So you're kind of looking down at your legs. And then from there, take your chin, draw it up over your right shoulder. So look, over your right shoulder. And draw it back down. Look over your left shoulder. And draw it back down here. Looking down at your legs again. Now, release your hands and just sweep them up to the sky, all right? Now, from here, you're gonna take your right hand, it's gonna come back behind you. You're gonna lift your hips up off your heels. If you're in low nail, if you're in high nail, just stay there, right? So you're reaching those right fingertips back behind you. Maybe you can bring them, lean back far enough they touch your right heel. Maybe they're on your right thigh or your right glute. You're reaching those left fingertips over your right shoulder and you're looking over your right shoulder. Right. Now from here, if you're coming down to low nail, right? If you want to stay in high nail, stay in high nail. If you're in low nail before, come back to low nail, sweep your hands back up to the sky. Right, then we're going to go the other way. You're going to drop that left hand down. You can come onto your left heel or along your thigh or your glute. Reach those right fingertips over your left shoulder. And then come back down. Both arms go overhead. So we're just going to do that 2 more times each way. Right, so you're dropping the right hand, lifting up, doing that half camel, looking over your right shoulder. So come back down. Both hands go up overhead. Rise up again. Reach your right fingertips over your left shoulder. Come back down, both arms overhead, just 1 more time each side. Right, lift up, sweep your right hand back. Half camel to the right. Let your hips come down, arms overhead. Sweep up, half camel to the left. And then from here, you're gonna come back down, both arms go up overhead. And then just drop your hands straight in front of you. Bring yourself up into tabletop. Right, as we come into tabletop, we're going to do some cat-cows here. So inhale, lift your chin up to the sky, tuck your tail under, let your belly drop, cow. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round your back, hollow your armpits, cat. So just keep moving here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now you can be going faster or slower than me here. Right? What I want you to do is find your own rhythm right here. So find that place. You're matching your movement to your breath. Find the rhythm of your breath. Match your movement to it. Take a couple more rounds. And then let's all meet back here in neutral tabletop. All right? As you come to your neutral tabletop, now you're going to tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, come into your first down dog of the morning. So your fingers are spread wide like starfish. Get that pointer finger at the front of the mat. You're pushing your belly towards your upper thighs, pushing your heels towards the mat. Add some movement if you want to. You can walk the dog, bending one knee, pressing that opposite heel towards the ground. Maybe you want to sway your hips from side to side. Maybe you'd rather just stay still. All good, right? Just make sure you're checking in with your body, that you know what's going on with your body today, that you're listening to it as we go through the rest of practice. Right, from here, you're going to bend your knees just slightly. Look between your thumbs. Now bring your feet forward, your hands. Come into your forward fold. Right, so your belly's touching your upper thighs, your head's hanging heavy and long. Bend your knees as much as you need to so you can get your belly to touch your thighs. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Make sure there's no creases in the back of your neck. All right, as we inhale here, we're going to take a half lift into monkey. Right, so you're just going to pull your shoulders even with your hips. So now your back is flat and the crown of your head is pointed forward. As you exhale, fold back down, belly to thighs, crown the head towards the mat. This time as we inhale, big reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. All right, so we're reaching our arms up overhead. So we're doing our sun salutations today, a little bit funky. Now you're going to keep your right foot forward. Take a big step back with your left foot. So come into a lunge, right? It can be a shorter lunge, it doesn't have to be big, right? But you can make it big if you want. You're coming to that lunge, and then you're just sweeping your right hand back behind you, taking your left hand forward. So you step back with your left foot, but you're twisting to the right. Now all you're going to do here, step back forward with that left foot, take your hands back up overhead. Let's go the other way. Step your right foot back, then twist to the left. Draw your left hand back, push your right hand forward. There we go. Ooh, I'm going to fall over. There. All right. Now step back with your right foot, come back up. Now here, you're holding your hands slightly apart from each other. We're going to take some side bends. Again, they're a little bit funky. You're going to lean to the right. But as you lean to the right, see if you can pick your right foot up off the mat. If you really flex it, it'll help you keep your balance. If you absolutely can't keep your balance, then you just drop your toes to the floor and it'll look like this. All right, inhale, come back up, step that right foot back in. Now go the other way. Lean to the left and kick that left foot out. Maybe hover it off the floor or maybe drop the toes. Bring that left foot back next to you, hands overhead. And then as we exhale here, you're going to drop into cactus arms, shoulders even with the elbows, palms facing forward. Pull your shoulder blades together, shift your hips forward, take your chest and your gaze up, take your back bend. Then we inhale, come all the way up tall. Exhale, swan dive, back down, forward fold. As you inhale, take a half lift to monkey again, shoulders even with the hips. Exhale, fold. Now you're gonna plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Right? You go your shoulders over your wrists, hips just below your shoulders. If you need to do this from your knees, you can. Just drop your knees, keep that upper body in a diagonal. We're gonna lower through our chaturanga. So you're gonna bend your elbows, let them hug to your ribs. On this first one, we're all going all the way down to the mat. So you come all the way down, right? Your elbows are pointed straight back behind you, your shoulder blades are pulling together. We're gonna inhale, lift up into baby cobra. Just lift your chest slightly. You should be able to lift your hands up off the mat in baby cobra because it's just your back that's working. But if you want that deeper back bend and you want to use some upper body strength, press your palms into the mat, straighten your arms, pull your chest up and through. You can come all the way to up dog. Right, so it's up to you. You can be an up dog. You can be in baby cobra every time we flip. Wherever you are here, flip your feet, lift your hips up and back, and we're back in down dog. All right, let's do that a couple more times through. We're gonna bend the knees, look between the thumbs, bring the feet forward to the hands, come to forward fold. Inhale, take that half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. Right now you're gonna step back with your left foot and twist to the right. So your right hand goes back as your left foot goes back, your left hand goes forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, you're gonna step your right foot back, twist to the left. So right foot, left hand, go back. There we go. Now we come back up. As we come back up, now you lean to the right and then kick your right foot out. Maybe you hover the foot, maybe you drop the heel. Step back in, come back up tall, go the other way. Step that, lean to the left and kick that left foot out to the left. There we go. Inhale, come back up and then drop into cactus arms, take your back bend. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, swan dive it all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. From your knees or from your toes as you exhale, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to baby cobra. We're all the way to up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, let's do that one more time through. Bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. Now, as you exhale here, left foot steps back, right hand goes back, right? So you're twisting to the right. There we go, now you're all getting it down. Inhale, come back up. This is the last time we're doing it though. Now you're gonna step your right foot back, reach your left hand back, twist to the left, come back up. Right, now you're holding that ball, lean to the right, kick that right foot out, hover it or drop your toes. Inhale, step back in, come back tall. Now go the other way. Lean to the left, kick that left foot out. Step back in, bring your hands back up. Drop into your cactus arms, take your back bend. Inhale, stand tall. And then exhale, swan dive all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or float back to plank from your knees or from your toes. As you exhale, lower through that chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. And exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, now as we get to down dog here, you're gonna bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. Take another half lift to monkey just to reset the back, shoulders even with the hips. As you exhale, fold back down. Now this time as we inhale, you're gonna bend your knees, send arms back and down, peel that upper body up. Bring your hands to heart center. So we're in chair with our hands at heart center. Right, so check out your chair here. We're gonna be in chair a lot today. There are lots of chances, right? Make sure that your knees are back behind your toes. You wanna be able to see your toes when you look down. Push your hips back and down. That's what's gonna help that happen. Make sure you can wiggle your toes. Your weight should be back in your heels. Right? Now, we're gonna take a twist. First to the right, you're just gonna bring your left elbow toward your right knee. Twist over towards the right side of the room. That left elbow maybe lands inside your right knee, maybe on top of your right knee, maybe it hooks over your right knee, right? But keep your thumbs at true heart center each time we do this. Crown of the head towards the front of the room, chest open to the right wall. Inhale, come back to center. Now as we exhale, we're gonna go the other way. Bring that left elbow towards the right knee. Twist towards the stability balls. Inhale, come back to center here. So now you're back in chair. Hands are still heart center, still pressing those palms together. Keep your right foot forward. Put all your weight in your right foot. Now just step back with your left foot. Come into a lunge here. Right, you're up tall, but your hands are still at heart center. Once you found your stability, you can drop that left heel if you need to, right? We're gonna take a twist to the left, or to the right, sorry. You're gonna bring your left elbow towards your right knee. So it's the same twist we were just doing, that prayer twist, just now we're in a lunge instead of in a chair. All right, untwist here. As you untwist, push your right leg all the way straight. Drop your left heel, if it's not already, and come down into pyramid. In pyramid, both heels are on the ground, both legs are straight. If it's hard to keep that right leg straight, while getting your hands to the floor, step forward with that left foot. Shorten up your stance a little bit. It'll make it easier to get that right leg straight. But that's the key here, straight right leg. Now, we're gonna take a half lift here. You're gonna peel your upper body up off that right thigh. Just let your fingertips dangle. Get your chest parallel to the ground and the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Just like you're in a monkey, right? And then let yourself float back into your pyramid. Now from pyramid, this time, you're gonna bend into your right knee, bring it over your right ankle. Step all the way back with that left foot, right? So you're in a basic runner's lunge, you're looking towards the front of the room. Drop your left knee to the ground. Flatten out your left foot. With that left knee on the ground, you're just gonna take your left toes, kick them over to the left. Plant that left hand, you want your left shoulder right over your left wrist. You're gonna step back with your right foot and come into a modified side plank. So I'm stepping my right foot all the way back towards the back of the room, and then I'm gonna stack my right shoulder on top of the left. All right, so now we're in this modified side plank. Now, from here, you're just gonna take your right hand, let it come down, just take your right foot. Now, you're gonna let those left toes point back towards the back of the room. Sweep that right foot out to the side. So your right toes are pointed towards the front of the room. You want your right heel kind of even with your left knee. I don't really make it there. There we go, right? And then from there, you're gonna push away from the mat with both hands and just rise up, come up into your gate pose. Looks like this. There we go. Now drop your right hand to your right thigh. Reach that left hand up and over. So now we're taking a side gate. You're gonna inhale, bring both hands back overhead. This time, as we exhale, you're gonna drop your your left hip over your left heel. Your hands come down. If you need to, put your hands by your left knee, so as you lower down, you're protecting it. You're letting those right toes come up off the mat, right? And then you're just walking your hands out forward, folding over your left leg. Now, if you didn't get all the way with your left hip to your left heel because your knee isn't allowed for that, that's okay. You can be up a little bit, right? Maybe you're here, and that's okay. Now, we're all gonna come up, right? You're gonna come back up onto your palms, bring them by your left knee. I should say that first, right? As you come up, if you need to protect that left knee, then walk them forward. You're gonna bring that right foot in between your hands. So now we're back here, just in our basic kneeling runner's lunge, right? We're gonna block it here. So you're gonna come up off your left knee, right? Tuck your left toes under, come up off your left knee, and then just step your right foot back to meet your left. Take your flow here. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, now, from here, you're gonna bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. All right, so we're gonna go through all that all again on the left side. We start again with the chair. So you can take the half lift. Did I have you take a half lift already? Whatever, do it. Come back down, and then we're gonna bend the knees, send the hips back and down, come up into our chair pose, all right? You're pulling your hands to heart center. So we're gonna do the same thing, but this time we're on the left side. So we're gonna start by twisting to the left. Bring your right elbow towards your left knee. Twist to the left. Come back to center. Now take that same twist to the right. Bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Come to center, you're still in chair here, hands still at heart center. Start to put all the weight into your left foot. Now take that big step back with your right foot. Bring yourself to a lunge. We're gonna take that same twist to the left again, bringing your right elbow towards your left knee. So we're twisting towards the left side of the room. Now you just got that right foot step back. As you untwist, you're gonna straighten out your left leg, drop your hands on either side of that left leg, step that right foot forward as far forward as you need to let both heels be on the ground and both legs straight. Gripping your upper body over that left leg, crown of the head towards the ground. Now we're gonna rise up here to that half lift, so your fingertips are gonna dangle. You're just pulling your chest up till it's parallel to the mat, and the crown of your head is pointed forward. From there, let yourself go back down into your pyramid. Hands on either side of the left leg. Let your head dangle. All right, now we bend into the left knee here. Step the right foot back till you're in that full runner's lunge. Look up towards the front of the room. right? Then drop your right heel here, or your right knee. We're gonna come to that modified side plank. So your right knee's on the ground, you're just kicking that right foot over to the right. It makes a little kickstand for you. Plant your right hand, make sure your right shoulder is right over your right wrist. Step back with your left foot. Take your left hand up to the sky. So your shoulders should be stacked, your whole chest is open towards the left side of the room. All right, now you're gonna drop your left hand back down, your right toes point towards the back of the room, so your right knee stays down. You're just gonna take that left foot, now sweep it out to the left. You want your left heel to be even with your right knee, left toes towards the front of the room. Push away from that with both hands, rise up into your gate. There we go. Now you're gonna drop that left hand down, reach that right hand up and over. Inhale, come back up, both hands overhead. And then from there, you're gonna send your right hip back to your right heel. So drop your hands down first, bring them by your right knee, right? And that way, as you send that right hip back, you're protecting the right knee. If you can't go all the way down, you don't, right? Go back as far back as your body allows. But once you're all the way down, right, then you reach your hands forward into that full half child's pose. And when you're ready here, right, you're gonna bring your hands back to your right knee. Use your palms to push up, right? So you're putting the weight in your palms, not in your knee, right? We're protecting the knee. And then bring your hands back forward. You're just gonna take that left foot now, step it between your hands. So you're in this kneeling runner's lunge. Tuck your left toes under, come up off the left knee. And then, the right knee. Step your left foot back to meet your right plank. Chaturanga, cobra up dog, and down dog. All right, we're gonna do all that again. That's why I said give lots of chance to chair. And then we're gonna add on a little bit this time. So bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands, come to forward fold. Inhale, take your half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. Right, and then as we exhale, just bring your hands to our center. I brought you into a different way, it's okay. We're gonna sink down to our chair. Right? You've been in chair a bunch of times today. So hopefully now you're starting to get just a little bit lower each time. Let's take our twist. We start with the right first this time. So bring your left elbow over to your right knee. Then come back to center. Bring the right elbow to the left knee. Twist left. And then twist here. Come back to center. Still get your hands at heart center. You're keeping that right foot forward. Put all your weight into it. Take that big step back with your left foot. Up to your lunge. Sit up, stand up tall at first, right? And then take your twist over to the right. Untwist here. Let your right leg straighten. Let your hands land on either side. Let your left heel come down to the mat. Step it forward if you need to get into your full pyramid. Once you're in your pyramid, take your half lift. Pull your chest parallel to the ground. Get the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Come back down into pyramid. And then you're going to bend into the right knee. Drop that left knee to the ground. Right. Now, we come into that modified plank, right? It's that modified side plank. So you're going to kick the left toes to the left. Get your left shoulder over your left wrist. Then step your right foot all the way back. Stack your right shoulder on top of your left. Drop your right hand down. Point those left toes back towards the back of the room. Your right toes towards the front of the room. And then swing that right foot out to the side. Right heel even with the left knee. Push away from the mat with both hands. Rise up into your gate. Drop that right hand down. Reach that left hand over, side gate. Come back up to your full gate. Then drop your hands down by your left knee. Sink your left hip over your left heel. And then walk your hands forward. Now we come back up here. Bring your hands back by your left knee. Use your hands to push up, right? So you're protecting your knee. Bring your hands forward. Now, you're gonna take your right foot, bring it forward so it comes between your hands, right? So you're here. So you're in this modified runner's lunge. You're gonna tuck your left toes under here. Come up off your left knee. Now, if you need to drop your left heel on the way up, you can do that. We're gonna rise up either into a crescent or warrior one if you're dropping your heel. But once you get all the way up, see if you can turn that left heel forward, right? Just for a couple breaths, because you're gonna drop into cactus arms. Oh, just like we did in the sun salutation. And then bend into your left knee and just tap your left knee to the ground. And then push back up, take your hands back up to the sky. All right, now, from here, we're gonna step all the way forward with your left foot. It's gonna cross over the right. Now, you can come to full eagle here where you tuck those left toes around the back of your right ankle. You can drop your right toes to the ground here, right? Or, sorry, left toes to the ground. Or you can just be where you've got that foot crossed over, but you're still balancing. Up to you, right? Now with the toes on the ground, you're gonna have the full wrap, or you can just be here crossing over once. Now your arms are gonna go out to the sides. Bring your arms in front of you, cross your left arm underneath your right. And then come to eagle arms. That could just be you grab opposite shoulders. It could be back to palm, back hand to back hand. It could be full palm to palm, whatever works for you. All right, now lift the elbows up and away from your body. You're gonna unwrap that left leg now and just shoot it straight back behind you. Bring your chest parallel to the ground. So it's like you're in warrior three, or you are in warrior three. You've just got those eagle arms. All right, from there, bend into your right knee. Let your left foot land down. You want your left toes pointed to the left. Lift your upper body up. Keep that bend in your right knee, but take a back bend here. Lift the elbows up and away from your body. Look up at the ceiling. And then from there, dive all the way down. Bring that right shoulder towards the inside of the right knee. Maybe you can get it all the way to the inside, right? Maybe it's just hovering near the right knee. I don't want you to rest the right shoulder on the right knee, right? It's either to the inside or it's hovering. You're letting your head go, so you're looking back at your left toes. Now let your arms unwind here. They're just on the inside of your right foot. We're gonna take a skandasana to the back of the room. That means you push your right leg all the way straight and you bend into your left knee. You can let that left heel lift and let your right toes come up off the mat if you want to take it really deep, or you just keep it shallow with both feet on the ground, up to you. All right, last thing here, you're gonna push through that left foot, straighten out your left leg, bend back into your right knee. Bring yourself back around to runner's lunge, except your left heel is still dropped, right? And then you're gonna lead with your left hand, reach it forward, just spin yourself open to warrior two. There we go. Deep, deep bend that right knee, looking right over the middle finger on the right hand, sending that right knee to the pinky toe side of the foot. And from there, we're just gonna cartwheel our hands around, land them on either side of the right foot, turn your left toes forward, step your right foot back to meet your left. Take your flow here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, we're gonna do all that one more time on the left side. So bend your knees, look between your thumbs. Bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. We're gonna come up into our chair, bend your knees, send your hips back and down, peel the upper body up, hands at heart center. Last time in chairs, get a little lower. We're gonna take those twists. This time we start left side first. Bring your right elbow to your left knee. Untwist here, come back to center. Bring your left elbow to your right knee. Untwist here, come back to center. Deep inhale. And then you're gonna put all your weight into your left foot. Step your right foot back, just come to the lunge with your hands at heart center. Right? Then from there, you're gonna take that twist to the left one more time. Bring your right elbow towards your left knee. As you untwist here, you're gonna straighten out your left leg, drop your hands on either side, drop that right heel, make sure that your left leg is all the way straight and both heels are on the ground. If you need to step that right foot more forward to do it, do that. And then pull your torso up off your left leg, let your fingertips dangle. Just bring that chest parallel to the ground, crown of the head forward. Come back down to your pyramid. As we come back down to the pyramid, now you're gonna bend into your left knee, step that right foot all the way back, you're going to runner's lunge, drop your right knee to the ground. Look up towards the front of the room, kick those right toes out to the right, plant your right hand, right shoulder right over the right wrist, and then take that big step back with your left foot, come to your modified side plank. You're gonna drop your left hand to the ground, turn the right toes back towards the back of the room, and then take your left foot, swing it out to the left. So your heel's even with your right knee. Push away from that with both hands, rise up into your gate. Drop your left hand to your left thigh, reach that right hand over, side gate. Come back up into gate. Now, drop your hands down by your right knee. Push your right hip back to your right heel. Right, if you don't come all the way, it's okay. Right? Once you're all the way down, as far down as you're gonna go, move your hands forward, come to that full half child's pose. Take a breath. Then we're bringing the hands back by the right knee so we can push back up. Right? And now you're just gonna bring your hands forward. You're gonna swing that left foot forward, come to your kneeling runner's lunge. All right, so this is where we added on. So we're gonna tuck those right toes under, come up off the right knee. Now you're trying to keep that right heel up so that we can rise up into our crescent here. If you need to drop your right heel on the way up, that's okay, right? We're coming all the way up. And once you're up and you've got your balance, take your hands up to the sky, drop it into cactus arms. Turn your left toes forward, or your right toes forward now if they're not already, just so you can bend into that right knee and try to tap it to the ground. Come back up. And then from there, hands go up to the sky. You're gonna step forward now with that right foot, so push off with your right toes, swing that right foot over the left. Again, it can be full eagle, where you wrap those toes around. You can just have your foot dangling, or you can drop those left toes to the ground. Take your arms out to the sides, cross them in front of you, this time right arm underneath the left. Wrap up into your eagle arms. Could be here, palm to palm. Could be back of hand to back of hand. Could just be grabbing opposite shoulders. Right now you're gonna unwind that right leg, kick it straight back behind you, lean forward, still keeping your eagle arms, right? So you're bringing that chest parallel to the ground, crown of the head pointed forward. On this warrior three with eagle arms. Now you're gonna land it, you bend into the left knee, let your right toes land to the right, rise all the way up, keep that bend in your left knee, but lift your elbows up and away from your body, look up at the ceiling, and then dive all the way down, bring that left shoulder towards the inside of your left knee. If you can't get it all the way to the inside, it's okay, let your head go, look back at your right toes, and then unwind your hands, release both hands to the inside of your left foot. We're gonna walk it around to Skandasana to the back of the room. So that means you push your left leg all the way straight, walk your hands over by your right foot, bend deeply into your right knee. Maybe you keep both feet on the ground, maybe you bend deeply enough that your right heel comes up and your left toes flip up. All right, then push through that right foot, straighten out your right leg, bend back into your left knee. Walk yourself back around to runner's lunge, but you're keeping that right heel down. Lead with your right hand, reach it forward, and just cartwheel yourself up into warrior two. Bend in the right knee, or left knee, sending that left knee towards the pinky side of the foot. Let your hands cartwheel around here one more time. Come back to runner's lunge. Turn your right toes forward. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Take one last flow here. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, now bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. This time from our forward fold, we're gonna toe pull our feet out wide to the edges of the mat. Turn the heels in and the toes out, and then bend into your knees and drop your hips. Come to your Malasana squat. Maybe this feels good, you can hang out right here. Right, maybe you need your block. If you have a block and you wanna sit on it and that makes it feel better, stay there. If you don't have a block or it doesn't feel good with or without the block, then you're gonna drop it all the way down to your glutes and bring the soles of your feet together. Come to bound ankle. Find that comfortable place. Take a few moments here. Reconnect with your breath. Right? Notice if you still have control of your breath. Notice if you still have that full focus on your breath. If you've lost either of those things, both those things, while we're flowing, this is your chance to get it back. Slow your breaths again. Lengthen them again. Deepen them again. All right, now from here, we're gonna do a little core work. We're all gonna come up to standing. So if you're in Malasana, right, just press through your feet, come up. If you're bound ankle like me, you probably have to drop a hand, but it's okay. We're gonna come all the way up to standing. All right, get your feet about hip width distance apart. Take your hands, sweep them all the way up to the sky. Lengthen out here. And then just swan dive down. You're gonna bring yourself down into forward fold. Now from here, you've got two choices, right? You can keep both hands on the mat or you can just keep your left hand on the mat. What's gonna happen here, you're gonna take your right foot and it's just gonna kick out to the right. So it's gonna hover. So it looks like this, right? Kind of like we did in that sun salutation. Now, you can take your right hand, you can grab a hold of those peace fingers, right? And that'll allow you to kick it up a little bit more, but you really gotta brace with your left hand. It's easier to keep both hands down and just keep that foot out to the side, up to you either way, right? But I want you to hold here for 5 breaths. If you need to, you can even bend into your right knee. 2 more breaths. And then drop that right foot back next to the left, come back to your forward fold. All right, reset. We're going to do the other side. It's hard. So you're going to take either both hands to the mat and kick that left foot out. Right, like I said, this is kind of medium now. If you want to make it a little easier, put a little bend in your left knee so your foot's going back behind you. So it could be like this. Right, if you want to make it a little harder, take your 2 peace fingers on your left hand, grab a hold of your big toe, and kick out, keeping that right hand on the mat. 5 breaths. Two more breaths. And then just drop that left foot next to the right, come back to your full forward fold. Now from here, both hands are on the ground. Shift forward, lift off the balls of your feet, look towards the front of the room, and then just start to drop your hips down. Coming all the way towards the mat. And then we're going to drop down to our glutes. All right. Now we came all the way down here. You're going to take your right shin parallel to the front of the mat. So you might have to lean to the right. You want your right knee on the ground. Your right foot's going towards the left side of your mat. And then either, well, let's all start by coming into deer. You're going to bring that left knee to the sole of the right foot. And you're in this deer pose or shin box pose. Let your hands come in front of your right shin. So it looks like this. And then you're just going to walk it forward, right? Now, maybe you can get down to your elbows, maybe you can get down to your chest and your head. If you want to turn this into full pigeon, you have that option. To get to pigeon, you kick that left foot back behind you, let your right hip lift so you can drop your left hip towards your right heel, right? And then you're either up on your palms or you come down, maybe you come all the way down, right? So you can be in pigeon, you can be in deer. Find your place. You want to feel that sensation in the right hip. We're going to hang out here for 5 breaths. When you're ready here, everybody's going to come back up to their palms, right? If you were in pigeon like me, you're going to let that right hip drop, bend into your left knee, pull it back against the sole of your right foot, and then sit up tall. So now we're all back in this deer position or shin box pose. Lean way over to the right so you can kick that left foot in front of you. Now you can do a little more core work to let it dangle, or you can drop it to the ground, but come back around so you're on your left hip. Take your right leg, lift it up, and then we're going to go the other way. So you're dropping. You're going to lean way over to the left. So that left knee comes down, left foot's to the right, and then swing your right leg around. So now you're in this shin box position or deer position on your left leg. You're going to bring your hands in front of the left foot. And again, you're in front of the left foot, in front of the left shin, in between the left knee and the left foot, right? So you don't want to be here. We're not twisting, right? We're going straight ahead. You can just walk it forward. Maybe you just walk an inch or two forward. Maybe you drop down to your forearms. Maybe you come to your chest. If you want to change it to full deer here, then you kick that right leg straight back behind you. Let your left hip lift up off the mat so that you can push your right hip towards your left heel, right? And get that stretch there. So you can be in pigeon or deer. Let's take our 5 breaths here. When you're ready here, come back up to your palms. Okay. And if you're in pigeon, then you're going to let that left hip drop, pull that right knee back. So we're all in this deer position, sitting up nice and tall. Now here we're gonna lean to the left. This time I want everybody to just kick that right foot in front of you. Drop your right foot to the ground and then unwind your left foot. Put it next to the right. And then we're gonna lay all the way down on our back. So you're gonna take your arms that long, tuck your chin to your chest, round yourself down to your back. All right, now when you're down all the way on your back, we're gonna take our feet up to the sky, right? So it's like we're in waterfall. We're gonna come there in a few minutes when we do our inversions. What I want you to do right now is just take your feet out as wide as you possibly can, right? So it's like you're in this wide straddle pose. And then take your hands, you're gonna reach your hands between your legs, the same hands reaching for the same leg, right? Maybe you're up high on your thighs, maybe you're just below your knees, maybe you're on your knees or at your calves, but you're kind of pulling back and rotating your legs back in towards you, right? Really flexing your feet. So we're getting that inner thigh stretch. It's like we're doing that wide-legged forward fold when we're sitting up and we've got our legs on the ground in front of us. We just reversed it. Right now we're on our back and our feet are up to the sky. It's the same sensation. Push your heels up towards the ceiling. Flex your toes back towards your face. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Now release your legs, right, with your hands. Let your hands just come to your sides. Bring your legs back together. And then just bend into your knees. Let them scrape along your face and body like when you're coming out of waterfall, right? Let both feet come down to the mat. As both feet come to the mat, now we're just gonna come into a reclining bound ankle. So you're gonna bring the soles of your feet together and let both knees fall out to the sides. You can keep your hands to the sides like I have mine right now. You can rest them on your belly. If you want to add a little more to your legs, maybe you reach them to your inner thighs, your knees, and push them a little more open. If you want to stretch your upper body a little bit, maybe you reach those arms overhead. Right, push your fingertips towards the back of the room. All things are possible. All options are good, right? So find what feels good to you. Wherever you are, you want more sensation in your legs, let those heels come a little bit closer to your body. If you feel like it's too much, if you just back off that sensation, let your heels go a little bit further away from your body. Make more of a diamond shape. All right, 5 more breaths here wherever you are. All right, now from here, you're gonna pull those knees back together and put your feet on the ground. All right, so we're back in this constructive rest position. Everybody's hands are gonna come to their sides, palms face down. You're gonna push into all 4 corners of both feet and lift your hips up to the sky. So you're coming into that bridge. If you have a block, you wanna slide the block under your hips, make it a supported bridge, do that. If you wanna stand supported, you can, right? Everybody's gonna tuck their shoulders at least slightly so your chest puffs open towards the sky. If you're in an unsupported bridge and you want to make this really deep, maybe you take one entire shoulder, then the other underneath your body as you clasp your hands underneath your body. That pushes your hips even higher, right? The higher we push our hips, whether we're using the leverage, the block, or the strength in our legs, the higher the hips go, the more you increase the flexibility of your back. Wherever you are, take 3 breaths. And then as you exhale, let your hips float back down to the ground, nice and slow. All right, so if you've still got that block under there and you want to keep it there for waterfall, that's fine. If your hips are flat on the ground, that's fine. You're gonna take your feet straight up to the sky like we just did, right? But now we're just gonna stay right here. Really flex your feet, get your heels to go up towards the ceiling. Let your hands be at your sides, palms face down. This is waterfall, it's a great inversion in and of itself. We're sending that blood from the feet where it pools all day back to our head and heart where we need it more. So you want to stay right here in waterfall or supported waterfall, you do that. If you want to take it to shoulder stand, that's an option here. That's when you lift your hips up off the mat, put your hands in the small of your back so you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. Right? If you come to shoulder stand, make sure your elbows are pointed straight towards the front of the room. Right? You don't want them splaying to the sides so that you're taking the body weight into your elbow joint. You want the body weight to come into your shoulder girdle. If you're in shoulder stand, your feet become kind of half flexed, half pointed, right? If you're staying in waterfall, your feet are fully flexed, soles of the feet towards the ceiling. In addition to all that increased circulation I talked about, we're also naturally lowering our blood pressure. We're flooding the body with all those anti-aging, anti-stress hormones. We're resetting our circadian rhythm, our sleep cycle. All good things happen when we get a little bit upside down. When you're ready to come out of it, we're going to come out of it, all of us are going to come out of it the same way. We're going to bend our knees, let them scrape along the face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. All right, if you still have that block under your hips, now take it out. Everybody's hips are going to be flat to the ground, and we're going to come to happy baby. So your feet go up again, right? But this time, we separate them just slightly, right? Maybe you want to take them as wide as we did in that last stretch, right? Or maybe you want to keep them together. It's up to you. Wherever you are, right? You're going to bend your knees now, maybe slightly, maybe a whole lot, maybe not at all. Again, that's up to you. And then reach up for your same foot with your same hand. If you don't grab your foot, if you can't grab your foot, then just grab your ankle or your shin or your knee. Wherever you make that connection, it's good. Once you've made it, roll forward a little bit, feel that sacrum, the low part of your back, press into the mat, and then you can add that rock from side to side. And it should feel good, like a little spinal massage. If it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. You can stay still. Right? Maybe now that you're here, you want to change your leg position. Legs can go wider or straighter, or bend more, come in more. And find somewhere to be here in this pose where it's just really comfortable, really feels really delicious to you. Let yourself hang out there for a few more breaths. Now from here, take your knees, hug them all the way in to your chest. And then from there, release your arms, take them out wide like wings in that T position. As you exhale, you're going to drop your knees to the right as your chin and your gaze go over your left shoulder. Now you want your left shoulder to stay anchored, right? That's what's going to give you the twist. But if you want to make this deeper, you can take your right hand, press down on your knees, bring them closer to the earth. Or if you have the space, extend your legs towards your right fingertips, or just stay where you are. When you're ready here, bring your knees back to center. Now as we exhale, we're going to drop the knees over to the left. And we're going to take our chin and our gaze to the right. You're keeping that right shoulder anchored like we talked about before. If you want to here, maybe you take your left hand and press those knees closer to the ground. Or maybe you extend your legs so your toes go towards your right fingertips. We always finish off our practice with a twist because the twists seal off our practice. Let our bodies remember everything we did today. Next time we come practice, it's all a little easier. We go everywhere a little deeper. As you inhale next here, pull your knees back up to center. Give them one final hug into your chest. And we're going to start to set up for our final pose here, our Shavasana. So your legs are going to go long. Your hands are at your sides, right? You're flat on your back. That's just your traditional Shavasana. You don't have to stay there if it's not comfortable to you. You can bend your knees. You can butterfly your legs. Roll to your side of your belly. Just find somewhere to be where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still, and where your mind is going to be able to go perfectly quiet. I'm going to try to find a spray here. There we go. If you're here in the studio and you have a towel, I'll spray it for you. If you don't have a towel, I can bring you in and you can grab one. The idea is that I will not touch your towels. I will just spray. Well, I did get results back. COVID test I was telling you about that I did as part of the study. I was negative for both. Negative for the active infection, negative for the antibodies. So I've never had COVID. I don't have COVID now. It's all good, right?
Yes. We're glad to hear that. Now, did Dan do that too?
No, just Y employees.
But isn't he a Y employee?
No.
At the pub?
No, he works for a different gym in Capel. All right, so wherever you are, right, you're in that comfortable place, your mind's ready to go quiet. Right? Let your breath guide you to that quiet of the mind. You don't have to control your breath anymore, you're letting it go. But as you let it go, you keep your focus there. that's how it can begin to guide you. And when you can master that, keeping your complete focus on your breath, even as you release that control of the breath will take you right to a place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. That's your true quiet of the mind. And slowly start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, feeling that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. If you want to here, you can take your arms overhead, do a nice full, deep body stretch. And then from there, let yourself roll over onto your right side in a fetal position. Just take a couple breaths there to reacclimate to our space. Let the sights and the sounds of the room come back to you. Take as long as you need right here. But then when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated and we will close here. All right, so we're just going to close with 2 Bhamari breaths and an Om. Bhamari breath. We inhale as we exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. The Om is the universal syllable, uses all parts of the throat. You can join me in these breaths, or you can just listen. But let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. And then we'll inhale one final time, and Om. Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right, so I hope you all have a great Halloween. I will be here tomorrow morning for some gentles, so come join me for that. Otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.